What is up YouTube? RM Games here. Welcome back for another video. I know I just uploaded a while ago for a Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile, but that was a casual build. So here I am back for a competitive one. So let's get into it. Let's go. Alright guys, before we start, I just want to take 2 seconds of your time to tell you to subscribe. And some of you have watched my videos and haven't subscribed yet. And if you like my content, please do and drop in the comments. Let's interact and let's just enjoy the game. So alright guys, so if you haven't already, I uploaded a week ago about my Red Dragon Archfiend deck that was for a casual approach. So right now I built this deck in a more competitive structure. So I just got off dueling my homie Harold back from Yu-Gi-Oh! Dumageddon, one of my dueling partners ever since we met. And yeah, we played 2 matches against his Melodious and what was that, Valmonica deck. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. So we just finished 2 matches and yeah, I'm satisfied for this build. I'm actually enjoying it, and it's kind of competitive right now because it can interact with your opponent if you're going second, unlike my previous build which doesn't have any hand trap or such. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So first off, let's just go run through this quickly. We have 3 Soul Resonators, 2 Vision Resonator, 1 Synchron Resonator, 1 Crimson Resonator. Alright, so if you've checked my previous video, I actually have 2 copies of Synchron, and right now I opt out to just run 1 because he's a good card, but not really an extender if you got interrupted. So you just want him throughout your combo and maybe cycle him throughout the grind game. So not really a good card in its own. So I just run 1 of him, and I've never tried looking for the second copy for this build. So standard 3 Soul Resonator, best starter, and 1 card combo. Also we have 2 Vision Resonator. It's a very good card but doesn't do much in its own, so I'm only running 2 of those, and the 1 Crimson Resonator. I used to have this at 3. I tried running him at 3 in this competitive build, but again, he's a good card but not the best one in its own. So still, your best normal summon would be Soul Resonator, and of course 2 more copies of each of the Resonators. Stone Sweeper lets you add 1 level 3 or lower fiend tuner. So that's the Resonator lineup. Compared to my previous build, the only difference was the Synchron Resonator, so nothing much there. Alright, for the non-tuners, of course, the best level 4 fiend in this deck, Bone Archfiend. So this too is a 1 card starter because you can use him to dump out Vision Resonator and then just go up for your combo. So Bone Archfiend, this is a mandatory 3 of. The 1 Obsessive Overloop. Throughout the grind game, Obsessive Overloop allows you to overwhelm your opponent. So Overloop gives you unlimited resource management. So having him in rotation will just let you win the grind game. And then 2 more of the non-tuner fiends. Red Lotus King, Flame Crime. So if you've watched my previous build, I actually run 2 of these and 2 more of the Doom King. I find Doom King not really good this time because most of the time, since this deck is really consistent, 9 times out of 10 you can really go to your combo line. So Flame Crime here, aside from being just a level 3 extender, his main role right now would be to dump the Red Rain. Yes, we're still running Red Rain. It's still the best normal trap for this deck. But yeah, Flame Crime, I opted out to just run 2 of these and none of the Doom Flame because Flame Crime does more aside from just being a level 3 extender. And since this deck is really consistent, you only need 2 for the Flame Crime. because most of the time you would be searching him or Bone Archfiend with your Soul Resonator. So yeah, that's the only difference from my previous build with the for the rest of the non-tuner fiend monsters. So yeah, next. So right now we're actually running hand traps. So 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Mourner, 3 Ash Blossom, and I'll just include here the 2 traps, Infinite Impermanence. So I wanted to run 3 Veiler, 3 Mourner, 3 Imperm, but I decided like it actually affects the consistency of the deck. So running 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Running 9 hand traps is actually perfect for this build, in my opinion, because you don't really want to draw like 4 hand traps and 1 dead card. You know what I mean? So I just decided to run 9. If I would give out some space for my deck, I would actually add Droll and Lockbird instead of another copy of Veiler or Mourner. But yeah, this ratio for my hand traps actually worked, so I'm good with that. And then now for the spell cards, we're still running 3 Crimson Gaia, 3 Soul Resonator Call, and the 1 Synchro Rumble. So self-explanatory. I'm not gonna explain Crimson Gaia and Resonator Call because I've explained it throughout the previous video. But these are like mandatory R3 for the deck, and the one of Synchro Rumble. This is a good card, but you don't really want to draw multiple copies of this. So this is a Reborn and a Destruction's protection from destruction. So this is a good example of a one of. And for the rest of the spells, you haven't seen this from my previous build, but I have 1 Foolish Burial, Triple Tactics Thrust, just 1 because I just pulled 1 for now, 2 Talents, 1 Pot, and 1 Call by the Grave. So Foolish Burial is also one of the 1 card combos that we have. So you can actually use Burial to either dump Bone Archfiend or Vision Resonator. So Foolish Burial is a 1 card combo, which is so good. So among all the 1 card combos, you add 1 more, this deck is really consistent. And then in this hand trap format, you can never go wrong with the talent and the thrust. So I would want a second copy of thrust, not maybe a third, but I have to drop like one talent for me to have space for it. I wish I could pull another copy because I'm planning to open more packs throughout the day, throughout the year. So wish me luck with that, guys. And of course, 1 Prosperity and 1 Call by the Grave. 2, 3 copy Prosperity, we'll take it. 1 copy, we'll take it. Of course, Call by the Grave, a good one of. I wish this was a 2, but we just have it at 1 here in the TCG, and we can't complain. So yeah, that is the spell cards lineup. Now for the last part, the trap cards. So if you've seen my previous video, the only difference is I'm not running the Fiendish Chain. So I would love to run that, but since we're focusing on consistency and interaction, I opted out to just drop the Fiendish Chain because Fiendish Golem is good in itself. Red Rain, still the best trap, banishes, protects the monster that's left on the field, and the craziest part is you can recur him in its own effect. Fiendish Golem in Red Zone has Red Dragon Archfiend in its name, so you can actually search him with Vision and with Gaia. So 1 of each is just the perfect ratio for this deck. If I would give it a chance, would I run the Fiendish Chain? Maybe, but I want to stay inside 40 card deck. So 1 of each is perfect for me right now. So yeah, that is the main deck. Nothing really changed except for the amount of hand traps and the triple tactic cards, but it actually gave a really huge difference when it comes to consistency and when it comes to interacting with your opponent, especially during when you're going second. So yeah, that is the main deck. Now onto the extra deck. So let's just run through this quickly. I'm still running 3 Red Rising Dragon. Initially, I cut this down to 2, but after playing with Herald last night, I actually was looking for the 3rd copy. So I dropped Black Rose Dragon and added the Red Rising. So if you've seen my previous video, one of the level 7 was Black Rose. I opted to run just another card instead of Black Rose, but we'll get into it. So Red Rising, one of the choke points for the deck, but since this deck is really consistent, you can actually play through 2 hand traps, through Nibiru. You just have to sequence your play properly. So 3 Red Rising. For the level 7, I'm actually running Cube Out the Blade Dragon. This is a good card going second because it can check your opponent's back row, check your opponent's interaction, summon him, and you can actually target one card on the field and destroy it. So you can check their back row, you can check if they have an engage or interaction. So this is a good level 7 going second. And then the level 8s, I'm still running 2 of the Scarlight, 2 Scarred, and 2 of the original RDA. So Scarlight's still a good card going second, and especially going into time because it still burns 500 for each card destroyed. Scarred Dragon Archfiend and Red Dragon Archfiend is the best best pieces of your combo line because you just cycle them up, especially if you have Gaia live on the field. These 2 just floats and will give your opponent a hard time hitting you directly because this is a 3k body. So I would try running just 1 RDA, but I find myself looking for the 2nd copy. So for me, this is the best ratio in my opinion. And then another level 8 is the Cyframe Lord Omega. So throughout the game, the approach of this deck is to stall or to grind your opponent. So this doesn't create the most explosive boards. It creates just maybe 2, 3, 4 at tops of interaction plus a protection. So the approach of the deck is to grind your opponent, not wanting them to win in turn 2. So throughout the game, you can actually summon Omega before going into your usual line. So since we all know that Red Rising locks you, Soul Resonator locks you, that's why throughout the game, when you establish your board, that is time to summon Cyframe Lord Omega, and then just overwhelm your opponent through that. So that's a good one of. So they're level 9. Actually just running 1 level 9, the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So in my previous deck, in my previous build, I actually have 2 copies of this. To be honest, I'm actually looking for the 2nd copy while I was playing the deck, but I just can't find a space right now. So, and 1 is not that bad. 1 is good. It's actually perfect. Just the problem is if you're playing against Cached Hera, they can easily snipe this out of your extra deck. So a 2nd copy would hurt. So 1 Hot Red. For the level 10, I have 1 Bestial Dispatter. So I only run 1 level 10, which is this Dispatter. Again, I would wish I had a 2nd copy because with the cashier running around, they could easily snipe this from your extra deck. So I would love to have a 2nd copy. But yeah, Bestial Dispatter, one of the best pieces of your end board. Your end board would actually look like 1 Dispatter, 1 Abyss, a Red Rain, a Red Zone, and then a bunch of hand traps in your hands, which is actually good. So yeah, that is the level 10. And then for another card that I added to the mix, I'm running 1 Psychic End Punisher. So Psychic End Punisher is a light psychic. So keep that in mind. During your first turn, when you go down your usual line, you cannot cheat and summon this. So again, throughout the game, this is the perfect monster to summon on your 3rd turn or 2nd turn. So when you establish your board, you can just summon Synchro-Resonator. I mean, let me check. So what I actually do is I summon out Vision Resonator, tune it with the level 9 Abyss, and then bring out Psychic and Punisher. And then from there on, you can go down to your usual. Line. And then having sent to the graveyard for Abyss is not a problem at all, because you can always banish him with your Loop and then bring him back with Dispatter or with Red Zone. So the synergy of the deck is really good. And then for the level 12, I'm running still 1 Red Nova and 1 Red Supernova Dragon. So this is just a good boss monster. You can bring him out in your first turn, but for me, my opinion, you can't just sit on 1 Supernova because it's so easy to remove in the field. Unless if you have Red Rain, this would be unaffected by card effects, and it would have like 7k body. So that is a tough board to break. And yeah, that is the extra deck. If I would change anything, I would love to add a second copy of Abyss and Dispatter. But yeah, this works. This worked for me last night against my boy, and yeah, that is my competitive version of the Red Dragon Archfiend. So if you have any opinion with my build, you can actually just drop in the comments. Don't be shy, guys. I'm open to suggestions. I want to build this deck better, and I want to improve this build as much as I could, as pure as I could. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That is my Red Dragon Archfiend competitive build, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video if you want. Peace out, and I'll see you next time. Stay strong, kings.